Welcome to the Psychic News Network. This is Annette Dion. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network, and we are here to make sense of the country and the world. What do you think? Are you with me? I hope you had a good weekend. I'm still AC free because I'm not dead yet. So it's hot. It's very, very muggy. And I keep promising that I'll live stream from outside one of these nights, and things have been getting in the way and I haven't been able to set it up. So hello. I thought maybe you could throw some questions up, and we'll go that way. I can think of several, but it's too hot to think. So I don't want to think too much. Don't make me work too hard. I'm just kidding. We love doing readings. It's so fun. What's happening? I was just watching the news a little while ago, and I realized that I had reached an annoyance point. And the annoyance point that I reached is I'm really kind of up to here with everyone talking about the presidential election in 2024, as if it's like a horse race it's getting to the point where it just is really, there's so many really big things happening in the world that need to be addressed, and I feel like we're in the midst of, as far as MSNBC and just CNN and the whole news cycle, I feel like we're just in this place of nobody's talking about like the real things that we need to be talking about. In the face of, there are more wildfires in California. In California. That just popped out of my mouth. I meant to say Canada. Last year at this time, it was California. So the smoke is coming back in. I heard that Phoenix saw 120. Is that true? Oh, thank you. You liked the concert. Yeah, it was great. It was really great. And just regarding the concert, climate change. We need to be talking about the things that we really need to be talking about. So, as far as the concert, thank you so much for checking it out on Saturday night. And that playing out again, it had been a while. It's been like a year. It really inspired me to get out more, so look for more of that. Especially because I have some social awareness songs that I really need to be singing right now. Excuse me for 1 second while I get a Kleenex to wipe my brow. So I guess you would call this the AC free challenge. Because I'm in New England and it's not as horrible as it is in other places. I'm going AC free to be in solidarity with the people that are really suffering from the heat. Thank you for your really kind words about the concert. That's what I do. It's what I do. It's been my life's love my whole life in addition to this. So thank you. And share it if you can. I didn't really watch it afterwards, but I'm glad it got. There's a couple songs in there, well, more than a couple, that I hadn't actually recorded yet, so I'm glad that they got recorded. Thank you. Minnesota, 72 degrees. That's good. It's 79 here. It's hot and humid, and but by the ocean there's a really nice breeze. I have the fan on me. So I was just talking about all the news being about the presidential race, and not even talking about what the candidates have to offer. Instead of talking about, I think that's what's on my nerves the most. Instead of talking about what the candidates have to offer, they're talking about who's going to win. You know? Thank you for your kind comments. I am seeing them about the concert. And please don't be offended if I missed your comment. 81 in San Diego, that's not horrible. So this is really serious that we're treating this presidential race, which is next November, it's more than a year out, as if it's the only story in the news. And oh, Ron DeSantis is, oh, he's not as popular and he's not connecting with people. Oh, poor Ron DeSantis. Well, why aren't they talking about, I mean, I've just heard somebody on Ari Melber's somewhere else, and he has a fill-in, and she's talking about that people don't like Ron DeSantis, but not talking about any of his policies. Talking about Donald Trump, how he's so, like the favorite of the Republicans, and they're not talking about the absolutely Hitler-esque, fascist, violent things that he's saying, that he's in plain English. He's telling everybody, I want to take down America. I want to take down this democracy. In plain English. There's no hiding it. And they're talking about how he's doing in the ratings. Is it just me? 89. We're throwing up temperatures. Anyway, I'm going to pull 3 cards about whether they're going to stop that. I mean, I write to MSNBC once a week, pretty much. 79 in Forest City, same here. Thank you. A blanket thank you to all the people that are complimenting the concert. It is my life's love. Absolutely. It's sad today that, I mean, it's sad. I'm sorry, I'm reading and talking at the same time. It's a sad state of affairs when artists. Actually, let's start with that. Actually, we'll get into the politics in a second, but it's all politics, right? Thomas is here with a watermelon. I wish you could just knock on my door and deliver some watermelon. The curse of taking away the powerful way that artists can help the world to be a better place. Personally, for me, I've never made a penny on my music unless it was through selling it CDs, and people don't buy CDs anymore. In Hollywood, just because it's a related topic, in Hollywood, there's not value. People aren't getting paid what they're worth for their talent. When we lose the arts, we lose our inspiration. When we lose our inspiration, when we don't sink money into our culture and our arts, our music and our artists and the movies, when we don't sink money into that, when we have fascism is averse to anything to do with creativity and originality. And so if we don't start valuing those things in our society, we lean more in the direction of an autocracy and fascist way of living. So what I'm going to read on first, rather than reading on the news, which I will in a second, I mean the news about the presidential race, I'm going to read about the writer's strike, and I'm going to ask about, because I've asked before when the writer's strike will end, and I feel like around September the writer's strike will be over, but I feel like a lot of people will have dropped out of the industry. So, maybe Wednesday is the one, oh wait, hang on, let me, I'll catch the questions that I can catch. But right now I'm asking about and you can repost your questions too. Right now I'm asking about Hollywood and what's going to happen. So the take that I'm getting on it is they're going to lose people. They're just going to drop out of the industry. The actors and the writers, they're going to drop out of the industry. Thank you, Rhonda. By the way, Rhonda, we need your email address so we can send you the daily affirmations. So make sure you fill that out in the form. If you're a member, you get daily affirmations Monday through Friday. So I feel like actors will drop out. I feel like will just drop out of the industry altogether. The Hollywood industry. I feel like some of the writers will be forced out of staying in the industry because people have to make a living. And let me explain something. I was in Nashville when recording studios started closing, when publishing companies started closing, when record labels shut down. It was around 2008. I went back for a visit. I was visiting with people in the music industry, doing readings for them, back around 2007, 2008. And the readings that I did for my friends that were in the music industry in Nashville, one after another, I was really just saying, I'm sorry, it's over. And I feel that similar thing happening about the screenwriters and the Hollywood industry. And what I feel is that Hollywood is going to change form just like the music industry did, for better or for worse, mostly for worse. But one thing that I took away from watching the music industry just crash and burn in Nashville was, at that time I was really trying to get my music out more, and I realized that it was all up to me. So what I see in Hollywood is that it's going to be the kind of thing where these Hollywood actors and writers go into doing their own thing. If you're a musician now, it's up to you to make your music, to get your music out. It becomes your own entity, which is good, but it's harder. I mean, you have more control, but it's harder. So I just wanted to say that about what's going on in Hollywood. I see a massive, massive shift away from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, and I really feel that just like Nashville, or the music industry in New York City, it may be gone forever. I think that it's gone forever. They will, yeah, exactly, Joanne. It's exactly what I was thinking today. They are creative. They will pave the way to something new. The positive side of it. Yeah, I'm on Spotify too, by the way. You can look me up. Annette Dion, I Feel You is the name of my record. I've not seen 1 red cent. Spotify pays you about 0.08 cents per song that people purchase. So it's robbery, and you really have to work it. I feel like what's going on in Hollywood is going to be the same thing that happened to the music industry. But then it becomes up to the artists to create their own thing. And they have, the high-paid actors, and I guess everyone's called an actor now, they will have the resources to start new companies. On the positive, and I'll pull some cards about this, I actually see that it frees them up to make the kind of movies and documentaries that can change the trajectory of our destructive course that we're on, right? Case in point, even though this didn't happen, this didn't happen while Hollywood was just kind of crashing, the movie Don't Look Up, which I've been thinking about that movie a lot. The movie Don't Look Up, that was a movie that needed to be made, and I think that we're going to see more of that. I'm going to ask the pendulum about that. Are we going to see more socially conscious movies being made? I did predict that a while back, but I didn't connect it with what's going on now in Hollywood. Will we actually see? Yeah, Betty's saying that. I'm seeing some similar sentiments. It's awful. I have a family member who's a makeup artist. She does makeup for the movies. I mentioned that the other night. Out of work. Had to go work in a restaurant. But if the whole corporate structure is just buckles in Hollywood, and they have to just let it fall apart, well, the corporate greed will have ruined them, and the creative, the artists, the screenwriters, and the comedy writers, they'll have to take matters into their own hands. So it could create this autonomous new thing where you can be who you are and create what you want. Movie being advertised about, Oppenheimer. Movies are not good anymore. Yeah, I don't want to see reality TV though either. So, but that's the kind of thing that happened, before. Like, I don't know what was going on in Hollywood, but all of a sudden we had all this reality TV. And as far as I'm concerned, reality TV really took our society down a lot of notches. Is it going to be something like reality TV that we see? No, it won't be that. I have a lot of fans going. Fans. Fans. So I have to kind of shield it from the. You just read books. Yeah, and I've said many times, personally, I can't watch most movies. I can't watch because I don't like blood. Reality TV is staged, but a lot of it's not staged. It's boring. I totally agree. 3 cards about Hollywood and the writer's strike. Okay. I have room temperature water. I wish I had something cold. This is corporate. This is corporate in Hollywood. This is the big movie companies wanting to hang on, but being kind of afraid of knowing, like they're holding out and they know that it's risky. They know if the corporate Hollywood, they know if they continue to hold out, they will lose everything. So they're kind of like, what do you call that? Do you call that calling someone's bluff? I guess. Something like that. Anyway. Rom-coms. You like rom-coms? They're a little too syrupy for me. But, whatever you're into. But no blood and gore. So this is about corporate and Hollywood. They're afraid of what's happening. They're afraid of what's happening, but they're putting on a front like they don't care, but they really do see the danger. I see a lot of legal issues coming in Hollywood. There's lots of court time, lots of lawsuits, lots of going back and forth, negotiating, not negotiating. The guides are telling me this is going to go on. I see some resolution in the month of September, but it's going to continue to be an area of a lot of tumult in Hollywood right through December. The star card, oddly, it looks like the American people rally. I guess that's not odd, but when Sally met Harry. Anne's telling us about the rom-com she likes. I actually see this being better for America. Because these actors, the ones that have made a good living and they're fairly wealthy or very wealthy, I actually see them. This is good for America. I see them actually. No, not there. Where's the other card? I see them actually wanting to use their influence for a better movie scenario, better films, it's interesting. I'm actually getting, or could be more original stories. I'm actually getting what this reminds me of is, say for example, if MSNBC didn't have to answer to corporate, they could set themselves free. And I guess for that matter, when I was describing what happened to the music industry in Nashville and other places, it kind of forced people to decide what people wanted and decide who they wanted to be and not to have the restrictions of corporate. Because I don't care what anybody says. I think Taylor Swift would be a different type of artist if she wasn't all corporated out, right? It would be more creative. It would be more diverse. It would be more, we're not going to do what the corporations say. We're going to do what we feel. It will make the money more fair for everyone. It's interesting. Hollywood should do true historical movies. And maybe they would, because I know I'm going on and on about this subject. You miss Brian Williams? Me too. I know I'm going on and on about this subject, but I really feel like we're not getting what people really want to express. And a long time ago, because I am a songwriter, and I went to screenwriter meetings for a while when I was in Tennessee. I attended some screenwriter meetings. And I'll never forget that in the screenwriter meetings, and I've mentioned this before, what was said, thank you, Sandy, what was said at these screenwriter meetings, when people would show up with their screenplays and people would read them, they said Hollywood wouldn't want to touch it unless there was sex and violence. I think, in a nutshell, I'm finally going to the nutshell version, I think that this is going to make that change. I think because the movie companies wouldn't touch something without sex and violence. And this can make that change. Who needs them, right? A lot of these actors have the resources to do their own thing and to support others in doing their own thing. So there you have it. Yeah, if Hollywood has not made good movies in a real long time, I completely agree with you. And COVID, made it really rough too. Well, as far as the movie cinemas. Yeah, I mean, sex is private and violence is upsetting. So that could very much change, very well change. Okay, so I was actually going to use a different deck, but let's just answer one more question. Yeah, people are about to pop with all these creative ideas in every field. I totally agree with that, Earth Mama. I do feel, I feel it personally. I'm getting ready to write a whole bunch of new songs. Too much violence. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually just pull 3 more cards about this, but I'm going to pull 3 cards from a different deck, which I thought I pulled out. Hang on, because I really wanted to use this other deck tonight, and it's too hot to look for it. Never mind. I know. Oh, here it is. It's too hot. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. 3 cards about that. Thank you, Gloria. You're only doing high vibe content now. Yes. I mean, you know what? I got a tan. Of course I got a tan. It's summer. I'm out every single day. I was just out before I came back here. Women producers can make the film 1776 without what? With men as a lead role. Okay. I'm going to pull 3 cards. The artists are the ones that have always changed societies for the better. Think about it. Think about the 60s in Woodstock. The artists have always been the ones that have changed. Think about Imagine with John Lennon. John Lennon's, what was it called? The Peace Inn or something? When he stayed in bed for peace with Yoko, and it was a long time ago. 3 cards. Music changes the world, and movies can change the world too. And so what we are seeing is the potential, and I do see it happening, for the freeing up of creativity. The artists give voice to the zeitgeist, absolutely. And I find that if there's something in the collective and it needs to be sung about, that I can use my gift to sing about it. And then people can relate to it. Farm Aid concerts like that. They're still happening. Farm Aid is still happening. I got an email the other day. Connie keeps saying Don McLean. Is watermelon a native of North America? Now we have a question out of left field. I apologize if I miss your comment. 3 cards. Joan Baez, yeah. We need the artists to come out with what they have. That's why I said after the other night, I'm all in. I'm gonna really start working on some songs and doing more concerts. More formally. Regenerator. I'm still on the topic of the arts. You can tell that it is a passionate topic for me. Regeneration, regenerator. This is going to regenerate the industry. It's actually going to make everything, this is interesting, about the arts and the Hollywood, the strike, and even the music business and all of it. The corporate structures are collapsing. The music of the 60s got you through the changes. That's the purpose of it. For instance, there's a whole lot of music out there that it doesn't move people to be inspired and to make change, and we do need them. So the equilibrium card, we're going to go through a time of, this is like the temperance card, where this is I don't even want to say a reboot for the movie industry. I want to say a rebirth. It's a rebirth of the movie industry. There'll be casualties in terms of people losing their work, but there'll be opportunities to come back. This is a Sun card too. I'm actually optimistic, which surprises me because before I started to talk about it tonight, I didn't. Hey John, good to see you. I actually wasn't planning to talk about that tonight, but I have a good feeling about it, and I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that I have a good feeling about it. It doesn't mean that there won't be fallout, because there will be fallout. People are really suffering. This is me wiping my brow from that intense question. Okay. Now we're going to read about the national news, the cable news stations. Are they going to stop this ridiculousness about talking about the GD, the damn horse race called the presidential election? Time for me to write another email to MSNBC like I always do, because we need to be talking about the important matters. I'm not going to get into third-party candidates. We have a global climate emergency on our hands right now. On the news, they should be talking about, like if they are talking about Ron DeFascist, they should also be talking about, does he have a plan for global climate change? And you can bet your bottom dollar that Ron DeFascist has zero plan for global climate change, and that's what they should be talking about. In the most hurricane-prone state in the nation, Texas is second. Well, maybe Louisiana. That area, that Gulf area, that's the most hurricane-prone. Not that it won't come from the east, from the Miami side either. So why is MSNBC not saying Ron DeSantis is not doing very well, and his policies don't include anything to do with global climate change? We're not going to talk about third-party candidates tonight. I'm about to rant if people keep putting that up there. We don't need to be thinking about that right now. So many things can happen in the more than a year's amount of time. We need to be dealing with the crises that we're in right now. How about this one? Russia retracted their support for exporting grain. Let me read this to you. This is a freaking crisis. This is about the potential for world hunger. I'm not meaning to scare you, I'm just saying. Okay, from Politico. All eyes on China after Russia leaves Black Sea grain deal. China has been a top beneficiary of the Black Sea grain deal that Russia publicly blew up Monday. That's today, sending shockwaves through the global food system. And we're talking about a presidential race. It's a new moon. So, I mean, I'm actually just kind of looking at the comments in the chat that are all about the presidential election. Okay. We're owned by corporate America, and this is what I want people to understand, is that we need to all know that. We need to all have that in our faces. Yeah, Russia's using starvation as a tool. Yeah, don't have to wait for climate change. And it's knocking down the front door. It's already knocked down the front door. So maybe, I'm going to ask an off-the-cuff question. I'm going to ask if we're going to see more movement towards independent media. Well, look at Midas Touch. Midas Touch is up to 1.5 million subscribers. That doesn't include all the other people that watch that don't subscribe. And everyone should subscribe if you want to support a channel. So anyway, Brian Tyler Cohen, I think, might be at 2 million. So here's another area where we have the potential for the people that want the real news to outdo, to go to the YouTube channels that are telling the actual news. The people will be going to them, and then the cable stations will be like, what? Right? You miss Walter Cronkite? Maybe we can channel him. And that's the way it is. So Midas Touch is watched worldwide. So what we're going to read on right now is, are we going to see that being a trend? That more independent news, YouTube channels, and podcasts and all that. Are we going to see that? Hang on a sec. Yeah, Darren, we know that, right? That's what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about right now, just in case you just joined us and I'm just off. I'm just off in heated rant land. What we're talking about, because I kind of just fly by the seat of my pants here. I just go with what it feels like we need to talk about. What we're talking about right now is that we all know this, everything's owned by corporations. Remember the whole corporations are people too, that whole ridiculousness? That's a given. We all know that. What I'm asking about right now is, are we going to see a trend towards something different? There's a nice cool breeze coming in, just right in the nick of time. Are you all with me? All right, and my question is not, are we being run by corporate America? My question is not, are politicians working for corporate? Are politicians bought by the lobby? We're not asking that question. We already know 100% that is true. That is the case. What we're asking is there a trend away from that? Because I feel it in Hollywood. I feel, yes, in Hollywood there'll be a trend towards more independently owned companies. And I'm wondering if it's going to also happen in the news industry. It has happened in the music industry. I don't think that we've really caught up to where we were in the 70s, 80s, and maybe the 90s. Yeah, the 90s, the early 90s. I don't think we've caught up. That's, yes, small independents. I'm asking if small independents are the future. Betty, I'm telling you across the board. I mean, I don't feel like I have to go down the list and it's this and this and this and this and this. They were all owned by corporate, right? This is, oh, and by the way, that's owned by corporate too. And that's owned by, is it like, we know that, right? Is this news? There are many Amish and Mennonites in Western Pennsylvania. That's cool. That's cool. Hang on a second. Oh, Diane, we're glad you're doing well. You have no cool breezes there? I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't mention it. But I'm not having my AC this summer because I'm in solidarity with all of you that are suffering. And I'm not really suffering. I'm not suffering at all, actually. Gratefully. Okay. 3 cards about whether we're going to see an entire collective energy moving towards independent media, independent movie companies, independent music artists. And I have the actor card right there. That says actor. I know these cards, this is a Voyager deck. It's kind of a rare deck. But you can maybe see it says actor. Man of Wands. So there's the actor card, and I would say that's a yes. Achiever, yes, and the Sun again. I'm telling you, the cards are saying that this is actually a positive wave forward, where when people's autonomy is taken away, or is threatened to be taken, not when it's all taken away, but when it's threatened to be taken away, they fight harder for it. And that's what we're going to see in our democracy too. When things are threatened to be taken away, we will fight harder for them, to keep them. And we will win. Oh, Maria, thank you so much. Tomorrow, it is a new moon in the sign of Cancer. It hit this afternoon around 2:30 Eastern time. I heard that it's quite intense astrologically, what's going on right now. You don't say. And tomorrow we're having a Spirit Talk podcast with award-winning, she won the OM Award. I don't really know the specifics, but our resident astrologer, Kathy Beal, professional Aquarian, I don't know if she's out there tonight. She's going to be on tomorrow with me for Spirit Talk podcast to talk about the astrology that's happening right now when tomorrow the Islamic New Year begins. That's what my calendar says. So new moon in Cancer is about home. Actually, I was just with my family for a short time before I ran back here to come on with you. So that's a moon in Cancer kind of a thing. And the sun goes into Leo on Saturday. So get ready for that. It's a quite different energy from Cancer. So this new moon in Cancer can be really all about making you feel more comfortable at home. The creature comforts of home. Please hit the thumbs up if you can. My numbers are way down. And I've just recently just went, whatever. Meanwhile, back in America with the, back into politics, what do we want to know? I do feel indictments coming. I thought it would be last week, so it's really close. No Sands of Time tonight. No, it's too, it didn't work. Now there is a 70-something who will be the first of the Golden Bachelor. We don't need more of that. We need good quality. So shallow. I'm done with the shallow. I'm done with the shallow. And can I get a witness? Sand stuck together. I do have the sands of time. I am going to take out the sands of time, just so I don't stay too long. And in 5 minutes, I'm going to do a commercial. Whoops. Maybe not. Maybe not. So, we're going to look at it's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. I'm tired of the shallow. Kim, I know you just retracted your message, but somebody's posting up there that they're going to have the Golden Bachelor. Is that what it was? The Golden Bachelor? The Bachelor was bad enough. Can I pull cards on Mike Pompeo being a sleeper candidate for president? I don't need cards. I don't see it. Did I ever tell you all I don't need cards? They're fun, but I don't need them. Read much less violent rap. Yeah, I had a problem with, oh gosh, if you were with me 2 Super Bowls ago, I talk about rant. Totally ranted about the foregoing of an opportunity to bring that many people together with music. And then people got mad at me like I was being racist, and it was had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with, I think if you have that huge of an audience, it's my personal feeling, that's a huge responsibility to humankind. And so that would be an opportunity to be a messenger for the good. I mean, Michael Jackson, when he was around his Super Bowl show, it was all about unity, you know, and the shallows. When Madonna did a Super Bowl show, it was about world peace. I mean, really. And we need that. Music is a powerful, powerful medium. Hello, hello. We're going to read on Ron DeFascist, but I just want you to know, Prince, I mean, those shows were awesome. This deck that I just, someone's mentioned the cards, this is the Voyager Tarot deck. I've had it for many, many years. It's one of my favorite decks. It's very complex. This is it. And I think you might have to get the vintage version, because I'm pretty sure this isn't being printed anymore. We're going to read on Ron DeFascist, but I just want to tell you that he'll be finished very soon. He'll be finished very soon. PNN issued an order today instructing both parties to be ready to talk about a trial date when they meet in a day or so. Okay. Thank goodness for Midas Touch to keep us informed. So, I see you guys are talking about this Golden Bachelor show. Don't watch it. Besides, I'm not one for propagating the myth that people need to be married or in a relationship to be happy. And that just perpetuates it. It's like, it's not the goal of life. Seriously. So let's all get real. Watch comedy if you want to lighten up the energy. These cards make you want to explore outer space. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, the Golden Bachelor is a fake? Yeah, let's be done with the fake. Let's go for the real. Because here's the other thing that's starting to happen is, and the guides keep telling me it's going to happen like the internet happened, where it just all exploded at once. AI is going to be like that. I mean, I have nothing against partnerships, don't get me wrong. I have a lot against people being programmed into thinking, you have to have a partner or you're going to die, right? Being single is awesome, being partnered is awesome. But you don't need to be partnered or you're going to die. Who will help so many people? We don't need to know your status. That wasn't my point. Is the Doin restaurant near my office? No, I never heard of a restaurant called the Doin restaurant. My point about that is it's not to be promoted as the reason to live. Gee. I understand I'm in rare form tonight. It's a new moon in Cancer. There's a lot of, the energy's crazy. The planet's on heating up like there's no tomorrow. I hope there's a tomorrow. People are putting up there, I'm happy by myself. I want to tell you that we're happier when we're with people in general, because we're tribal beings. But we don't need it shoved down our throat so that corporate America can make us all watch, because we are programmed to think that's our lifeblood. Jeez. Time for a glass of water. Love yourself. When you're loving yourself, you exude a loving vibration. And naturally, loving people will gravitate towards you, right? Love yourself. When you're loving yourself, you're putting out naturally a loving vibration, and like attracts like, and loving people will be attracted to you. And if one of those loving people happens to be attracted to you, and you're attracted to them, and you form a mutual loving connection, there's no lack there. There's no lack there. That's a beautiful thing. That's even more beautiful in a lot of ways. Okay? I'm pulling 3 cards about Ron DeFascist. Okay? This is about being a human being. It's got nothing to do with single or married. You don't need to be married to be part of a loving couple. You don't need to be married to have a happy life. If you want that, that's wonderful. If it's not out of lack. I can't believe I'm going on a rant about relationships. Ron DeFascist. Oh my word. I can't wait to talk to Kathy tomorrow about the astrology. Believe me. This is Ron DeFascist. Oh. The synergy of the people in Florida are coming together and saying, no more. No more. And I don't need to know your marital status. I wasn't looking for that. I was just making a point. It really did. The reality thing did start with Survivor. So this is synergy. We're not talking about marriage anymore. This is about synergy. This is about the people in Florida. It's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Thank you for putting my information up. The people of Florida recognizing that they need to come together in order to survive. And this is what Ron DeFascist has created. This is what Ron DeFascist has created in Florida. See? Oppression, and he's a player. All Ron DeFascist wants is oppression. He wants to oppress people, and he's a player. He's not authentic. He's not authentic. He doesn't even know who he is. Ron DeFascist doesn't even know who he is. I appreciate that, Janet. Thanks. Putting my information up. Well, so I'm seeing with Florida, yeah, and let's ask too, let's pick 3 cards while we're on Ron DeFascist. He couldn't be more fascist. No, he could be more fascist, but I'm going to read 3 more cards about him. Stagnant. This is Ron DeFascist. Stagnant. His energy is stagnant. There's a change coming quickly. Change quickly. There's a change coming for Ron DeFascist quickly. His campaign has stagnated. I've been telling you that it's going to be over next month. He's a crook with white go-go boots. Yeah. Well, all those cards that I just pulled did not look happy for Ron DeFascist. That's for sure. Booger DeFascist. I like it. The booger. I posted on my community page. I posted on my community page a picture of him. They pulled Minnesota independence and they said no to Satan fascism. Yeah, nobody likes him. Thank God. But I wish the news would talk about his ideas. What did I hear today? Check out the vids on Midas Touch. They have some really good ones. He's attacking immigrants. Ron DeFascist attacks everyone. He hates people. I don't even know why he's on the campaign trail. The Gong Show was funny. We're talking about programs, TV and everything. Before we move forward, oh, I have Spiritual Boot Camp on here, but that's, I mean, if you really want to be a part of Spiritual Boot Camp, send me an email, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. I still have it on my whiteboard because I've been totally slacking off with the heat today. But since it's still up here, if you want to join Spiritual Boot Camp, the first 2 classes are recorded. If you pay in full, we can send you the first 2. It's on Saturdays. We have 5 classes left, covering really the gamut: tarot, meditation, divination, dowsing, clairvoyance, law of attraction, mediumship, past lives. So if you want to join, just, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. Ron DeFascist wiped his boogers on a poor old man. Yeah, I'm telling you. Meanwhile, back to my commercial. My schedule is wide open. Not only is my subscriber viewership way down, I also, my schedule is wide open. So, tarot and tea leaf readings, 30 years experience, psychic@AnnetteDion.com. It's all about you. Soup to nuts. My schedule is wide open. Book a reading. Why not? Grassroots of Democracy meets 3 times per week. Save us from the fascist takeover attempts. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Tomorrow on Tuesdays, we have 20 on Tuesdays, and it's a guided meditation for a healed America. Good cards, right? Angela's saying she likes the cards, they say it all. 20 on Tuesdays, and then after that we follow up the guided meditation, which you get a recording of afterwards, the meditation for a healed America. And then after that we spend about 25 to 30 minutes just going over the readings from Church of Spirituality that's on Sundays, live streamed at 1, and you can always watch it afterwards. If you're not watching Church of Spirituality, you're losing out on an opportunity to have your life totally shine. I'm giving a lot away for free, so I appreciate those who recognize that and help. It's a win-win. Get a reading. I'm also a spiritual life coach. Okay, someone just said it's raining in Tucson. Nice, it's raining in Arizona. You all really need that. It's raining in the desert. That doesn't happen too often, does it? Monsoon rains are in Tucson. Wow! Who here? Thank you, Rhonda. Oh, by the way, if you want to be a member, if you want to join my channel, we're adding more and more, you know, fun things. So join my channel. If you just, even on the lower membership level, which is $6.99 a month, you receive a daily affirmation Monday through Friday. These things will change your life. I just want you to know that. We're going to read on global climate change. People are posting about the weather. Yesterday was downright scary in Massachusetts. We're okay. It's just when you're hearing about people drowning and flash floods and their cars getting washed away and losing everything, it's just, and the rain yesterday was coming down for long periods of time, non-stop, sheets and sheets. Just amazing. Yeah, Thomas, you're absolutely right. It's only going to get worse, and that's why one of my many rants tonight, I guess it's Ranting Monday, was about that the cable news is they're all they're talking about is, oh well, people don't seem to like Ron DeSantis, and gee, well, Trump really, you know, ruffled some feathers. I mean, give me a break. We are not children. We are grown-ups. I don't think I have any children that watch my channel. Death Valley was 133 degrees. People can't survive in these temperatures. And these candidates, you know, anybody in the formerly known as the Republican Party getting in a position of leadership means we don't fight global climate change. We just don't. And Joe Biden is, you know, he doesn't have a good track record on, you know, shutting down oil drilling either. So people, like I've been saying all along, it's not going to be until too many people are dying that something really significant happens in terms of doing what needs to be done. So this is a general read about global climate change. Yeah, this is the devil's play, is the corruption. So I'm reading about global climate change. Asa Hutchinson got some good booze this weekend. This is about global climate change, and this is the devil's play card. This is the fossil fuel industry having every politician in a vice grip. That includes Joe Biden. Oh, thank you, Maria. Maria would rather watch me than the cable news. I like that. It made my day. You had 10 inches of water in 1 hour. When? A few years ago? Oh, it's that bad, and it's been that bad the past few days in many places. And in most places in the United States, you cannot do what I'm doing, which is getting through the entire summer. It's not the entire summer yet, but without air conditioning in my office. So this is about global climate change. So I don't want anybody saying, is it going to get back to normal? Because it isn't. Yes, the arts and beauty are really, we need the inspiration, right? There's a rejoicer card, which means we will start taking action. The other countries are going to actually start before we do. The other countries are going to start combating global climate change before America does. That's not very good news. Will America follow suit? I see Europe getting on it much sooner. Will the United States follow suit on global climate change initiatives being, yeah, actually, what is wet bulb? I don't know what you, did I say something that sounded like I was saying wet bulb? Maybe. I think, is it Europe that's going to go first on the climate change front? Yep. Europe is going to beat us to it. In terms of really enacting policies. I don't want to say policies, I want to say the technology. America's not going to be first on this. If I fill a bowl with ice cubes and put it in front of my fan, that will make you feel cool. What a great idea. I don't have ice cubes here. I don't have a kitchen, I have nothing. I just have, Everything but. I guess I could bring ice cubes in a cooler. I don't know how long they'd last. So it's just amazing. I mean, the Devil's Play card was saying that the fossil fuel industry has infiltrated every single politician's pockets. It was Devil's Play. I'm going to pull 3 more cards about that. You know what I'm going to pull the cards about? Is like, is Joe Biden really going to do what's needed? Because that Willow project, as far as I know, has the green light to drill. We should not be drilling more oil. With all the, even the AI, we have that much technology, and we're still going glug, 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 glug into our gas tanks. Can you say we're being snowed? Secrets, High Priestess, there is a change coming. Yeah, there is a change coming in terms of global climate technologies being, put into place. And, oh, actually, this is a Hierophant. Okay, yeah, it will become law, and I want to say world law. Yes. I want to say the world creates laws. I guess what's the world agency that creates like international law? Anybody know? This is a test. Who writes international laws? Because that's what's going to happen. It will be an international court that puts laws in place to combat global climate change. It might be the UN. But this is like, we have to abide by it. We have to all agree. Is it the UN that I'm picking up on? It's the UN. And all the countries will have to agree. Yes, in Texas, Yahoo, despite the fascist governor, Texas is leading the way with the largest wind farms. You know what I say to people, and just in our groups and stuff, like Grassroots of Democracy? And this might come as a shocker, but energy is free. Think about it. Jimmy Carter said this when he put solar panels on the White House roof. Energy is free. Is anybody surprised to hear that? We have geothermal. We have capacity to have geothermal. The Earth's core is molten, right? We have waves. We have sun, we have waves, we have geothermal. I remember a while back, the people like Neil Young were using vegetable oil in a vehicle that I think he built it. It was like a van. Energy is free. Oh, I'm not happy about AI at all. You don't have to put your marital status up. You know why? Because then it makes it seem like it matters. Willie Nelson was. What do you mean about Willie Nelson? Somebody has a stomach ache? Sorry. All this humidity, actually, if you have any sensitivity to mold, all this humidity can make you have a stomach ache. I just want you to know that. I mean, there are health effects from all the humidity too. I'm ready for some of your questions. AI is terrifying. Too much watermelon? What did you eat, a whole watermelon? I might go buy one after this. Okay, we'll just keep going. Let's find out what's going to happen. Let's just read on Jack Smith and how he's feeling. I don't want to read on Joe Manchin. I don't... You can tell me what you want me to read about Joe Manchin. I cannot stand that man, and it's just you know, if you have a specific question, I know I noticed, I glanced at the news and I saw his name come up. Darren saying don't visit Washington, D.C. in the summer because it's too hot and humid. That's going to be the case everywhere. Washington, D.C. in July or August. The humidity is terrible, but Darren, that's going to be the case everywhere. You want to know if Joe Manchin will run for president? I get a negative on that. I get a negative on Joe Manchin running for president, and it kind of feels like because he risks being exposed. Donald Trump had Putin's help to meddle in the election to get him to be president. But remember, when Trump found out that he won in 2016, he was even shocked. And I think that I think that Donald Trump, I think he was shocked, and I think that he realized, because I think he was scared when he seemingly won in 2016, because he knew that all his crimes, it risked that all his crimes would come to the surface, and then he went and committed more because he's a compulsive crimer. Oh, Tuberville? Since you mentioned Tuberville, I want to say that and I've mentioned this before, our 20 on Tuesdays last Tuesday was a very powerful meditation. And it included a huge vat of white light. So when you say Tuberville, I want you to go and do that meditation and throw them into the vat of white light. Okay. That's what I want to say about that. You guys are all itchy from mosquito bites? I got my first mosquito bite when I was outside today, having a little dinner with my family. First mosquito bite. This is about Jack Smith. Ooh. I'm just pulling cards about Jack Smith. Does anyone know what happened to Marjorie Taylor Greene's toes? The mosquitoes feast on Thomas. Oh. I'm O negative too. We should give blood more. I mean, I take the opportunities when they come to give blood. I'm reading on Jack Smith right now. I'm reminding myself. But a few people are mentioning that there is video of Marjorie Taylor Greene. In the video, she's on the beach and they show her toes, and she doesn't have 5 toes on each foot. Tell me more if you can. Okay. Diane's talking about the Mennonites where she lives, and they live such a simple life. I'm all in on that. We're on a roll today. Jack Smith. This is the growth card. He's really growing the case against Trump. Jack Smith. Passion. This is growth. I'm talking about Jack Smith. This is growth. This is passion. And the illumination card. I think I don't need to elaborate too much. Scary ass toes. I'll read on that stupid Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz lawsuit. They're just trying to snow people. It's a distraction. They're trying to distract people. But we'll read on it. So, we have for Jack Smith the growth card, the passion card, and the illumination card. Jack has it all figured out. Just so you know. That man has it all figured out. So apparently Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz are trying to sue, not the state of California, but was that the question? Because there's a lawsuit. Marjorie Taylor Greene has a rap video? Oh God, really? What will happen with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz' lawsuit? It will be thrown out. That's what I get. It will be thrown out. Tomorrow, Canada is supposed to set a trial date. I feel like the trial date will be in December. When are they getting indicted? When is tricky to call? Are you talking about Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene? She's missing some toes. They were missing when she crawled out of the swamp. What? I don't know if I really want to read on Marjorie Taylor Greene's toes. Should I? Oh, Angela's saying about Joe Manchin. He'd have to hand over his financial records. I feel like he would not want to run for president for that reason. Was Marjorie Taylor Greene born without 10 toes? Was she born that way? She was born that way. I bet she was bullied for it because she's a bully and she acts like that's how she deals. Hello, Lois. She had some bumpkin rapping with weak lyrics. It's comical. Oh, by the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene was up at that stupid Turning Point convention, the racist, fascist, I almost want to say Hitleresque Nazi rally, whatever it is. Anyway, so she's up there. I don't know if you saw this. Marjorie Taylor Greene is up there, and she starts reading about LBJ and FDR's initiatives for America and how they did all these things. And she's listing all these things, Marjorie Taylor Greene, at this Turning Point. And she's reading her paper, and she's reading all these really great things that LBJ, I think it was Lyndon B. Johnson, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt had done for America. So she's listing them, and she's going, and Joe Biden is doing these things too, as if it was a bad thing. Right? Yeah, Midas Touch talked about that. They cover everything. They're awesome. Please subscribe to Midas Touch if you don't already. And I'm watching the video and I'm going, yeah, good for FDR. Yeah, good. That's great. And then she's like, and Joe Biden did this too. And I'm like, yeah, and it was supposed to be a bad thing to her. White House had a great clapback to that statement. They said she's right. Yeah! What the heck? What the heck? Oh, that's a song idea, Born That Way. That's a good song idea. Somebody gave me a song idea before, and I got halfway done with it. I need to go back to it. It was called The Seasons of Life. I was working on that back in March. It helped Biden. Let's read on the Biden administration. Why don't we be different from the cable news stations? And let's read on Joe Biden and the administration. What do you think? How's it gonna go? How's it gonna go? I mean, Joe Biden. Everybody, I don't want to hear any Biden bashing. It's a miracle that we're still a democracy. And we're not under the dictatorship of the orange Cheeto. Cult. Well, what we're going to see a lot of in the next 4 months is they're going all in on the Biden bashing. Get ready. People will be confused because they're not hearing the true story about Joe Biden. People will be deluded. That's the delusion card. They're going to be talking about Joe Biden like he's delusional, blah, 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 blah. The truth is, just a little side note. I heard thank you for the donation. I heard some of what Trump was saying, even though I promised myself I wouldn't listen to his ugliness, but his heinousness. But I heard what Trump was saying at that rally over the weekend, that Turning Point. And if you listen to that, every single word of it was heinous fascist speak, and every single word of it was what Trump, what he does and what his plan are. He's accusing the Democrats of being he calls them all these names and doing all these crimes, and they're all what he is doing. They're all what Trump is doing. Every single one. PNN starring our great true blue President Joe Biden. And I want everyone to understand what a cult is. Do me a favor, promise me that you will read the cult of Trump projecting massively. And Trump was saying these things that you're like, oh my God, what, that's terrible. Nobody should ever do that. And he's doing them all. So as far as Biden goes, the media is going to get nuts crazy. Get ready. Read about cults. Read The Cult of Trump by Steve Hassan. I know a lot about cults. I've had a lot of experience with them. Read The Cult of Trump by Steve Hassan, and also read Combating Cult Mind Control. Steve Hassan used to be in a cult, and he escaped because he got in a car accident and ended up in the hospital and escaped. So we really have to understand what we're up against. We're up against people that are really confused, and they're getting a lot of really wrong information. But I have the I'm reading on Joe Biden. I have the commencement card, which means I don't think I could watch Jonestown. I didn't remember they made a movie. Yeah, that's a cult. And they are the cult members, which we call the Trumpsters, or the MAGA people, including those that are so-called serving in our government. They really, he can do no wrong. They really view him as the Messiah. Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger met top Republicans? He did? I love him. Pushed them to do a better job of talking about climate change policy amid a summer of record-breaking heat waves. I wonder if they listened. Cults make you cry. They're tragic. And it is nothing less than a bona fide cult. But I have commencement. I'm reading on Joe Biden. I have commencement. And I really just want to say, it's that law of contrast. The guides keep saying the law of contrast. It really pushes us in a direction where it catapults us out of this darkness, in the sense that it gets, and it's starting to happen, it gets so outrageous that we all start running for truth and not Truth Social. Arnold Schwarzenegger is awesome. And I really want to call upon everybody to be as awesome. Thank you, Maria. You're so sweet. To be as awesome. Thank you, Daryl. As you are. Everybody here has the potential to do awesome things, especially in regards to saving our democracy. We have the capacity to do awesome things. Remember, what these fascists are doing is they're banking on getting people to hate through fear, through appealing to their inner rage that they never dealt with. We all can deal with our rage in healthy ways, right? So they're banking on getting people to hate one another. In the face of that, we're not going to stand by and say it's okay if that person's being cruel to that person. We're not going to stand by and let that happen. Your favorite fruit is mango. Good. Just reminded me when you said mango that Michael Cohen, I've heard him call Trump a lot of things, and one is Mango Mussolini. Hang on a second. What do you mean eradicating pedophiles? I agree with term limits. Bye, Betty. Let's wrap it up with a few cards for the collective. I was reading tea leaves for a bit, but it's definitely too hot for that. I might do some cold tea leaves in the future. So let's do 3 cards for the collective. But before I go, I'm going to remind you that we are doing a show. Spirit Talk Podcast will be live streaming with Kathy Beal, award-winning astrologer, to talk about this new moon in Cancer that's happened today and what that all means for our politics and everything else. So we have that tomorrow. Please book a reading. If you have issues that you want to talk about and find answers in the reading, book a reading. And check out Church of Spirituality too. Why not? There's music too. And 3 cards for the collective to take us into the next couple of days. And also, I'm probably going to, it's at 3 Eastern time. If you want to watch the show with Kathy, our astrologer, it's a 1-hour show, 3 to 4 Eastern time. You can always watch it afterwards too. Let's see. I'm going to start doing like 20-minute recorded vids on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Eventually, maybe this week. Oh, we have a little report. The nodes have changed signs today for the next 18 months. Action, justice, power to the people, rolling up our sleeves to deal with what is and create solutions. That's right in alignment with what I've been talking about tonight, pretty much. So for the next couple of days, look for, well, here's the seer card. So that means the seer card is, the psychics are getting it right. We'll have confirmation. The hermit card, really important to get quiet. If you're experiencing extreme heat, just really, I want to say about this, that this type of heat is a different type of heat. I'm going to talk about Judge Cannon tomorrow, if there will be a delay for Trump's case. What I said about Cannon was I feel a trial coming in December. But my short videos that I'll pre-record for Tuesdays and Thursdays will probably be like a one or 2 question deal. Thank you for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. So the collective cards from now till Wednesday. So the Hermit is saying that it's really important that we look after our health in this unprecedented heat weather. Because this heat is not like, this is not normal. There's no more normal. Cheryl, thank you for asking. I will still, I don't usually play out. I haven't done that in a long time, so it was nice to get out and play out. And I was really motivated because I just enjoy it so much. And I was really, and plus I've got some really great social awareness songs. So I'll keep you posted, and I'll likely do a concert on YouTube again. So take care of yourself. Make sure that if it's too hot out, you're inside in the AC. Don't be like me. It's cooler here, so that's why I don't have the AC on. Yeah, you have to just lay low. It's, sometimes it feels like, in the north, it feels like, when you have really bad snow weather. We forgot what that's like, but you have to hunker down. And the Achiever card is coming. So we're going to see progress with the cases against Trump. We're going to see progress. The more he gets feeling like he's in hot water, see all the heat there, that's Trump. What we've predicted is I do feel like he is going to spend some time in prison. That's why he's freaking out. But the more he hears and knows about that, he has a sense that he's in big trouble, Trump does. The more heinous he's going to behave. And we just keep seeing it again and again and again. How heinous he can be. Run through the sprinkler. Jump in a lake or the ocean. But not if you're in the south, because the ocean is not refreshing. Yes, I do still sing. I'm not shutting down the music. I just need opportunities. I need to create opportunities to play. Thank you for being with me tonight. Thank you for hanging with me through my rants. And I love you all so much. I would not have a show without you. Please subscribe. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I've got like an almost even number of thumbs up to people that are here. So thank you so much. Thank you, John, for all that you do and for being here. And you love my rants. Good. I will see you Wednesday, and I'll probably do a video tomorrow that I post. Please consider coming to 20 on Tuesdays for our guided meditation for Healed America. You get a recording of it afterwards every single week. Namaste, love you lots, and we'll see you soon.